This is Promenade-Tech's Backend Bootcamp Week 7, our first week of MySQL. This week we're mostly doing a setup, getting a schema made, and connecting it to a Maven project in Eclipse. Here I've got MySQL Workbench open, showing the project's schema. Nothing's in any of these yet, but they are here for later. I've created a user project that has all except for grant option with their privileges. Next, I created a Maven project in Eclipse, working on my POM file, since I had followed along with the videos this week and there was a POM file there. I did some copy and pasting since some of these things are the same. For example, the properties, they're going to use the same project.build.source encoding in the same Java version, as well as the same dependencies, the same plugins. It's really just pretty much the same dependencies for this as we were using in the example videos for this week. So I've copied all of this over. I have my build, I have my dependencies. Next, I created the exception class. Well, first I created projects and all of the packages, sub-packages for it, as well as a main class in project itself as well. For the exception class, it's building off of runtime exception and using the super in all three of its use cases, that all three of the constructors that they had us made for this week. Next, the connection, 5 private variables that we'll use to create the URI here, the host and port, as well as the schema name, which is projects, and I used both projects for both the username and the password. And so when creating the format, I also copied this over from what I'd followed along with the videos, as since I'm storing the values in variables, it looks the same here. Next, inside of a try-catch block, I'm creating the connection and returning it. If it is successful, it will also print out a message saying that it's successfully connected to this schema. However, if it is unable to connect to it, it will print out a message saying such and throw a new database exception with the same message as up here. Finally, I went into the project app, which is my main class, and I used dbconnection.getConnection, and then when I run it, successfully connected to projects. So that's my setup for our first week of MySQL.